And with free agency period just around the corner, the hot stove is heating up. Last night, John Shannon, global ambassador of this show, confirmed that unrestricted free agent Kevin Hayes has agreed to a 7-year deal with the Flyers worth $50 million. Hayes had 19 goals and 54 points in 71 games, split between the Rangers and Jets last season. And the Ducks have been busy. They bought out the final 2 years of Corey Perry's contract, making him an unrestricted free agent. The 2011 Hart Trophy winner has spent his entire career, 14 years in Anaheim. GM Bob Murray said it was one of the most difficult decisions he's made in his hockey career. And Faze, lots of news in NHL, many rumors. Shout out to Corey Perry. London night, went to the same bar as we went to at Western.
Yeah.
See where he lands.
I never went out. I studied a lot.
Whatever.
All right, cool.
But when we're talking about what happens with the Canadian teams, which one of them is going to be the busiest this offseason?
I was going to actually say the Leafs, and when we spoke earlier, I was going to say the Leafs, but there are some rumblings on Twitter that Alex Edler and the Canucks are closing in on a deal. So that could be the start of what is a busy offseason for them as well. They, of course, hosting the draft, have the 10 pick, and have $30 million in cap space, well, obviously less if Edler signs, to deal with. And they could be a team that helps out a lot of other teams get out of that cap situation. Now, my original argument was that Toronto is one of the teams with that cap situation to deal with, especially if they end up paying Mitch Marner what he seems to be asking for, right? We saw it kind of take over Twitter a little bit last night. His agent, again, with some comments that they want to get paid what they feel they deserve, which is Matthews' money, right?
Yeah.
And that would put the Leafs in a bit of a bind, especially with the cap suggestions coming down to be a little lower. $11 million for Mitch Marner is probably too much for Mitch Marner. And so the Leafs have some decisions to make. Zaitsev's contract still looms. Marlowe's contract still looms. They've got some work to do there. And again, if it ends up being that they pay Marner a little more than they first thought, you might have to package a guy like Andreas Janssen, Kasperi Kapanen to get rid of one of those other guys. And then again, fill those spots with somebody else as well. So I think the Leafs have a lot of work to do this offseason. Kyle Dubas seems like a guy who's very okay with putting in the work to get the job done. I just feel like, again, until this Mitch Marner situation is taken care of, it's hard to really figure out anything else.
Yeah, the Marlowe situation may have to wait. The Zaitsev situation may have to wait, even though, you expect there's going to be a lot of teams that would be interested in him. I mean, only 14 points last year, but over the next 5 years, $4.5 million. That's cost control that teams really like. They like that cost certainty in this cap era, which is why, actually, my answer is not necessarily the Leafs, although there's also some Jake Gardiner rumors as well, which may impact those things. It's actually the Winnipeg Jets, because cost is going to be their issue. When you look at the guys who in this market could be unrestricted, they're going to have to spend some money. So Patrick Laine, Kyle Connor, you're looking at 64 goals and 52 assists last year. You don't want that leaving your building. So someone else is going to have to leave the building to make sure that they stay. And that's why I don't think Winnipeg is done after the Trouba deal. There's still going to be players to make sure that their books are in order moving forward.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, right? Like, it's good. Ehlers has like a very good contract for that team right now, and that has obviously given them some flexibility. Trouba was probably going to get $7 to $8 million as well, and I think, that's money you can play with. But man, I don't know how they fit this all in right now either. I don't know. Look, their cap commitments for next year right now are like, I think it's about $60 million, and if the cap's at 81.5, 82.5, you probably find a way to get, Connor Laine in under that with, obviously, right? But it's everybody else too, right? There's some other pieces that need to be taken care of. And so again, Kevin Cheveldayoff, just like Kyle Dubas, they have their hands full. And a lot of this, again, is because these young players, they're no longer taking those like bridge deals, those like short money deals to get you to your third contract. Like the third contract is now the second contract because these kids, they're coming into the league so young and they're so dominant, so impactful. You got to start paying early, and it's messing up with a lot of teams' plans, I'm sure.
Well, the question was which Canadian team is going to be the busiest. If this was an exam, I would choose the multiples at the bottom because I think they're going to be busy with each other. I think Vancouver, you mentioned the amount of cap space they have and the fact that people aren't expecting the cap to be maybe as high as they once thought. And we still don't know what it'll be, and maybe we'll find out on Saturday, it looks like. either way, Vancouver is going to have room, and so they could be a nice landing spot for some of those tough decisions for a team like Winnipeg.